Hey guys, we take a close look at the Seasons of the Witch Oracle deck. Rockpool Publishing authors are Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz, with the artwork by Giada Rose. This is what the box overall looks like. It has this beautiful red foil, nice attention to the details, and the overall beautiful theme, which pretty much is not just on the box, but you'll find that in the booklet and also on the cards themselves. So great attention to details, and I just kind of love the way everything is being brought together. The back of the box, feel free to pause and read. Overall, this deck is about the Sewen Sabbath, everything relevant to it, the veil lifting between the two worlds, end of the harvest season. Everyone kind of has their own take on it. Whatever it is to you, this deck kind of acts as a means of support and guidance all year round. To me, it's all personal choice what it is for you. If you're not into the craft, by all means, don't be put off by this deck. There's plenty of wisdom, and it's a great deck. So in the box, you get the book, and then you get the cards themselves. The pages of the book, it's a total of 176 pages, color book, and 44 of the card deck. So book is in fully colored. There's a lot of information in this book. I mean, it looks small, but there's so much, which we'll cover at the end of the video. The cards themselves comes gilded in this beautiful sort of like blood red, very deep colorful red. I guess the problem with gilded card is sometimes it can kind of attract a lot of the sort of dust and everything else, but overall I just love this color, and again it fits the whole entire theme of the card. So the cards themselves, they're laminated, they feel very nice in the hand, they're not so big. I guess they're kind of like medium in size. They're very nice to shuffle with. So this is the size overall. In comparison, I'll compare it to something like the Seven Energies here. If you have that deck, it's like a normal size Oracle deck, and size is pretty much close enough to that card deck as well. Difference is this one is kind of gloss laminated versus one where it's a matte finish. So the back of the card themselves, again, the design, the whole theme, that whole Halloween theme of it, it's very nice. So you've got this beautiful, nice design there with the moon in the center there. And again, you could see it is a gloss card, laminated. But you know what? I've come to appreciate cards that are gloss and laminated. I feel they provide a lot more protection to your deck overall compared to cards that have a matte finish. So inside, you could see here, quite reflective, but overall it's fairly nice. In terms of the stock wise and the overall size of the cards, it's on the thin side. Yeah, I would say it's on the thin size. And the quality overall, I think it's great. It's I wouldn't say excellent. It's good enough. It's more than good enough. So it's pretty good. Definitely the lamination will kind of like provide further additional protection to your cards. So just a quick overview. The cards, the image in the middle pretty much covers the whole entire card itself. There is no borders. You'll have the main keyword of that card, or the main name of the card right at the bottom, and then underneath that you'll have the number, and then you'll have a poem, sort of like ritual, and a spell. So let's have a look at the cards. The first one is the All Hallows Eve card number 1. Hallows Eve is our first card. Means different things to many cultures, but has the same intention. The card speaks of taking advantage of this powerful period where communication and craft work is at its peak, a great time to develop one's ability to summon power at will. Beautiful illustration, and you've got a poem that you can use part of your spell casting. The cards are split alphabetically, I should mention, in 3 sections. One part is the preliminaries that witches are known to have, like here the altar. You've got tools that are being used, and the Samhain, which is the overall unveiling, and more. The altar is your space of worship. and harnessing of your power, to make one if you don't have one, or to use it as a place of invitation to spirits. Ancestors card 3, think of it as an image of you lying down in the wild forest with your ancestors near, keeping watch over you. The message of the card is not to be afraid or think you are alone. Call on your ancestors, put aside fear, they are always there for you. Apples, card number 4. To be wary. They are hidden enemies disguised. Don't trust what looks good or is being presented to you. A warning to pause before making any decisions. So we have apples as a warning card. Ancestors making you aware of the hidden help you have. Altar is your place of empowerment, and harvest a time to summon up your magic. We've got Banshee, card number 5. The Banshee is a symbolic death card. It's also a card of caution and a bad omen, a warning. Think of it as the Tower card, where whatever you refuse to let go of, it's pretty much about to come to an end, whether you like it or not. But it's also a card that warns you not to get too caught up in the grieving process, to be aware of the new beginning. Now, let me warn you, this deck overall is a confronting deck, so there's no fluff and there's no hiding. Number 6, Bat. Bat uses their intuition. So the card is pretty much asking you to tap deep into your subconscious, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. Spiritual work is both light and dark and requires you to be honest with yourself. So allow your intuition to guide you to face the things that you may not like. The Black Cat. Cats are independent. So this card is pretty much imploring you to be independent. The importance of taking time out to be yourself. Sometimes you got to be selfish. Set boundaries. It's also encouraging you to say the word no. Have self-respect for you. Broom simply means sweep away negativity, getting rid of the old. Maybe you need to clear up your aura, do some kind of purification ritual, clear your space of the old in order to bring in the new. So overall, that's what that card employs or speaks of. Candle magic. Candle magic is all about the setting of one's intentions and the prayers. So it's mostly using candles of various different colors to call in good spirits and more other different spirits, helpers of natures that are drawn to light, overall for them to come and assist you. So we have candle magic. Try and invoke good deities into your spells, call for help. Broom, doing your part to the clearing process of the old. Black Cat, learning the power of no self-respect. Bat, tap into the hidden realms of light and dark. And then the Banshee was heed the warnings. So moving on here, we've got the Cauldron as the card at number 10. Cauldron is the symbol of bringing many things together, but also it can mean many things. Your approach needs to be a lot more in various different ways. What you're looking into needs to be widened. Maybe what you're doing is not the only path. The way you're trying to manifest things is not the only way to manifest things. That's what that card is all about. Coming of Winter. It's pretty much in the illustration. It's telling you to rest. Take the time to recharge, to support yourself. It's what you need right now to strengthen your focus and energy. It's the winter season. Indoors, rest. Crystal and Herbs. The card is an invitation to work with earth energies such as crystals and herbs. The benefits it will bring into your life, but also the deeper connection you will have with Mother Earth. The Dark Moon, known as the perfect time to manifest without any limitations. So it's asking you to take the opportunity to set out your intentions to create the life you want and desire. So, this is a time of hope, a powerful force of setting things into motion to really get things rolling, or whatever you've worked on is pretty much coming closest upon you. We've got Divination. I love this card, showcasing the cards there, the spreads, the crystal ball she has, full moon on the background. It's pretty much exploring the ability of receiving guidance. Sometimes as well, it's telling you to stop using these tools and put it down. So we've got the Divination card, time of reflection and to explore. The Dark Moon, a powerful hope. Crystals and herb develop that deep earth connection. Coming of winter is to rest, and the cauldron is looking at different sources of doing things. 15, we have the Elder's card. Breathed from seed within the belly of the moon, they are the wise, felt touches over our hearts and felt deep within the marrow of our spirit. Now, this card reminds us to have compassion for our elders, or to not disregard an elder's advice that you are currently being given or may gain. It's all about wisdom and compassion. We have this beautiful elements card. It's of bringing harmony into your life. Beautiful demonstration here. You see how the water element blends with her dress, the earth, air, with fire as well, how they all kind of blend together. Pretty much the connection of the cycle of things, knowing when to use such elements. We have the 17, which is the frog, symbolizes transformation. It's pretty much the opposite of the Banshee card, where you had the tower moment there that's happening, bad omen. Here we have a transformation that isn't so drastic. It's a nice transformation. It's one where, you don't have to do much, things you have to look out for, a smooth transformation taking place. We have the graveyard, a card that comes to you in order to kind of like provide peace in your current circumstance, especially when things are out of your control. So whatever your question may relate to, this is the card that will pretty much say, look, sorry, you have no control over this, to let it go. It's taken over. Gain control over yourself instead. Greet the darkness is it's all about confronting the dark parts of yourself. Time to face those feelings of shame, pain, guilt, disappointments. It's pretty much a card that is asking you to do some shadow work. That's what the Greet of the Darkness card is. So we have Greet the Darkness, a card of self and inner truth. Graveyard is of peace and acknowledgement. The frog is of transformation. Elements is about harmony, and the elders is based on wisdom and compassion. So we've got the next card, number 20, grief. It is but a mere glimpse of nothingness hidden away deep within the chambers of your mourning, in the red clovers birthing lost illusion. The image shows the woman so lost in grief, it makes us lose the will to live. If this is what you are going through now or will be, it asks of you to put less attention to what you don't have. The universe never takes away without replacing. The card in reverse can also be a warning about something you're going to lose, just to bear that in mind. Haunted, pretty much what's happening in the image. You can see how it's taking its toll on her, and her face, tears rolling down. Another tough card. It's about the pain you've been put through or someone else. If it's you putting on someone else, you need to atone for it or it will haunt you. So it's one of a lot of suffering, and there needs to be a form of atonement. Healer. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy blessed by mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. So this one, if you've ever thought of becoming a healer, or, the calling of being a healer, this is your card as an indication of yes, go ahead. Or maybe it's maybe you are in need of healing. So that's what that card can be about. Intuition, you hold the answers, you know the truths. Ancient ones await behind the doors of the mind. It's basically asking you to develop your intuition further, but also keep a balance between the ego and higher self. One cannot exist without the other. Unbalance always leads to destructive force. Ego for action, intuition for guidance. So know how to balance these two out. Journey, daughters of our mother, walkers of the unknown, take with you on this journey all that you own. Basically, wherever you currently are on your journey, it's not something we can take a shortcut to. Unpleasant as it is, it's a process, and we have to have faith in that process. You know, every failure is an investment. So the journey card was about discovery, lesson, purpose. Intuition is all about inner sight. Healer is a guide and facilitating. Haunted was atonement. And grief was all about loss and mourning. Now, some themes or messages may seem repeated, but it's more, I view it as a different perspective of warning you or bringing you awareness. You know, not everyone will heed a warning or a blessing in the same manner. We are all unique, so I find this card tends to do that in its messages. Now, there are at least multiple meanings to each card's upright, but also further meanings in the reverse. Yes, this deck has reversal. Most of the messages I've been conveying has been the upright message of the cards. Now, to me, it does a great job in explaining the symbolism of each card. I mainly use it for shadow work. It's my number one go-to. I find the readings to be very accurate and the messages as well. As harsh as some of the messages can be, it's always accompanied with some form of healing. So, don't view this as kind of like a negative card. It's both the dark and the light side of things and how to go across that. Now, the cards that just passed by was Mischief card, to watch out for people who find fun at the expense of others, or maybe you need to have a little bit of fun in your situation. There was the Nature Spirits. It's all about being mindful of the little things in your life. We just had the Owl there. It asks you to expand your spiritual knowledge. Don't be afraid of the dark. There is much wisdom to be gained. Here we have Potions and Spells, is an indication that maybe you should start looking at learning the art of potions and spellcrafting. And here we've got the Protection card. It's a positive card, and it's also a reassuring card. It's telling you you are always protected no matter how scary things are. Your spirit support team has your back. It's a beautiful card as well. So we've got the Protection card, which is all about safety. The Potion and Spells, it's about manifesting and calling. The Owl is about knowledge and observation. Nature Spirits was about sacredness and playfulness. And the Mischief card is all about naughtiness. So we move on. We've got the Pumpkin card, number 30. Uncaging the spirit with thou the fertile power you hold. To taste your buttery velvet upon tongue is a gift I shall cherish each day that comes. The key word of this card is protection, it's prosperity, and it's also fertility. We've got the Rebirth card, number 31. There's death in all that awakens, for it isn't blissful nor painless, it's a mighty rising or flame resurrected. The key word of this card is awakening and resurrection. Time to emerge, no more hiding. Reflection is our next card, card number 32. Be wary of things you believe to see with eyes wide shut, for they are mirrors of the mad, and truths only spoken with bleeding tongue. Keywords of the card is truths and fears. Overall, it's telling you to stop pretending. It's time to be honest with yourself. Take a good hard look in the mirror. We've got the Ritual as our next card. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your craft. A ritual of dedication to self and those whose gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. The key words are dedication and harnessing. It's a call for you to honor your magic in a profound manner, properly give some good time and dedication to your crafting. Rooted. May you never tear the living root ritual that is magic merged within the roots of your being. the soil of your soul. Keywords are grounded and connection. Absolutely gorgeous card. So the rooted card here is pretty much telling you don't to give up. The ritual card is telling you to put proper time and dedication into your practice. Reflection, be honest with yourself. Rebirth, don't be afraid to be seen. The pumpkin, protected from harm, but also reduce your energy around negative people to keep you protected. Next card here is seduction. Hear the roaring flames with the masterful trance that calls upon heaving chest. Give in to its alluring grip if you please, but heed my warning of the claws that draw blood without mercy. A key word is passion and manipulation, a message to be aware of seduction and temptation. We have silence. There is a sweet embrace in the nothingness stillness brings, a presence of self fully embodied. The key word is stillness, nothingness, and presence. Like the picture, spend time each day to clear your mind. We have spider. What a wild web we weave, dear child, a delicious mystery untamed. The key word is mastery and growth. Stop obsessing about how things will manifest or how long it's taking. In trying to take control, that's exactly the thing that's, not making it happen. We've got the third harvest, daughters of the woods. Fill thy sacred swell with suppleness. Taste the gathering of honey's milk, filling your emptiness. The key word is abundance, preparation, and gathering. It's all about gathering of accomplishments and, celebrating your wins. We have transformation, like a thousand storms held in hands, soft against the winds. There is change arising from deep within. The key word here is alchemy and change. There is a significant change coming, to be prepared. So transformation is about a swift change because of your manifestation. Third harvest, to attract abundance, you must feel and live abundance. Spider, give things time. Silence, allow things to be presented to you. Be still. And seduction was all about breaking temptation's hold. And here we have our last cards, the Underworld, card number 40. Hand over your known. A swift is near. Take a leap. Your journey is clear. Keyword is transition and judgment, more about embracing the change. You've probably noticed by now what I meant by the repeated messages. So many ways of transformation taking place. Don't let it put you off. It's the different ways of the transitions the cards speaks of. Here we've got the veil, beautiful image. Its keywords are concealment, revealing truths, and crossing. Things are being uncovered. We have voices with a tug at the gut, feel them, romance your very breath. Listen to the gentle flickering within your eyes, for this is where they guide. Keyword is encouragement and inner knowing, a reminder to listen to the guidance provided by spirits. We have the witch. I love this card's illustration, very beautiful. Grab hold, allow the dwelling fire within belly awaken all that is. A mere glimpse, a delicate pool at the very roots, living in the alchemy of self. The key words here are wisdom and alchemy. You are a lot wiser than you know, a couple of 1,000 years wise. And our last card here in the deck is the wolf, or devour the ferocious calling within the howling of your spirit. Run wildly into the freedom of your knowing. The key word here is instincts and freedom. So the wolf is all about those urges and instincts you feel and that you need to trust when you're faced with decisions. The Witch is all about looking much deeper in. There's a lot more you know. Voices is about following the guidance provided. The Veil, pay attention to the signs that will unveil things. And the Underworld is about taking a leap of faith. So here we've got the book. We're going to take a look at the book. When you open it up, this is what it looks like. Very nice. You get your contents, which begins with the author, illustrator, acknowledgement. You get your typical introduction towards things, and that kind of like follows through. Everything is in alphabetical order, so it's quite fairly easy to find. And what I love about this book, like, as you could see, it's very colorful. Again, I love the way they've done this book. It's got that Halloween theme to it, so it's very nice. And then we get a section on the card spreads. Now this is, I think, which is awesome with this deck. The amount of spreads you have is literally unbelievable. I think there's a total of 14 spreads. So you get the 3-card spread. And what I love about this, great for beginners, it shows you the various ways that you can use the 3-card spread. So there's like so many different ways you can make use of it. And that's kind of nicely broken up for you. The next page, we've got the interview your deck spread, one that I recommend you always do. Sort of like build a connection with your deck, you know, have that, you know, that link with your deck, kind of understand how you could incorporate or work together. You get the graveyard spread, which is a transitional spread, you know, a spread to help you through various difficult times. It's broken out there clearly for you to see. We go on to the spiritual counsel spread. Now I use this one quite a lot to connect with my ancestors and guides. Very easy spread to use. We've got the reclaiming my power spread, a spread for embracing your personal power. It's made out of six cards altogether. Again, nicely laid out for you to understand what each section mean. You've got the rotten apple spread. It's all about protection, and you know it explains it there. Feel free to pause the video and kind of, if you want to glance and read over, you can do so. We've got the transformation spread, a spread of allowing change to take place. You've got it broken up here again, made out of overall 6 card. I mean, it keeps going on and on here. You've got the weekly outlook spread. Again, simple guidance for the week ahead. Everything's broken down into the 5 different stages. We've got the witch's tool spread to gain additional wisdom. And that's made out of a total of 6 cards. Moving on, I think we've got a few more. Like, you know, already I haven't seen a deck that has so much spread built into it. You've got the moon phase spread. It's all about the manifestation to assist you with that. And then we've got the shadow spread. I've used that a couple of times, but I like to kind of incorporate my own. But again, it's there for you. So there's plenty there for beginners or, you know, intermediate, advanced users to kind of practice and make use or incorporate within your own cards. We go on, we have the healer spread. Again, that's to help you on your journey in life purpose, provide a lot of enlightenment. Coming of winter spread, a spread of, again, of resting, of reflection, you know, key particular points in your life of things that you need to kind of like pay attention to. And I believe, yes, that's it. Lastly, we have the fame spread, a spread for cutting cords, clearing the old and the past. So that is all of the spread. I mean, wow. And then you go into the section of reading each of those oracle cards. So in the book, you get the full colored pictures of each cards. So whatever you saw in the cards itself, I think it's pretty much the same size as well. You get the keywords, and you get the poem, which you can use part of your spell casting if you want to do so. And then it kind of, you get a section here that explains the symbolism of that card. So if it's about bats, it talks about, you know, what it's representing, what it's trying to put across to you. So you get at least half a page worth of information on that. And then it goes on as to, you know, what the card turning up in your reading, what it's trying to convey back to you. So it's pretty much like that throughout for most of the cards. It further goes on. So you're looking at least a full page worth of information there. And like I said, the card does have its reversal side, which you can use if needed be. It's quite constructive, I find, a reversal. So you've got all of that information. Now, some cards tends to elaborate even further. It has your usual information, keywords information, a general summary and the meaning and what the card is trying to tell you, but it further delves in, like here, the candle card, where it provides you the correspondence of each color to help with your practice. You know, what candle color is best to use for whatever you're trying to obtain. You have all of that information here in the book being broken up. Here you've got, for example, crystals and herbs. If you want to work with the earth energies, here it gives you your general meaning and summary and everything else, but it goes even further to provide the various different crystals advisable to use. Not all of them, but what's kind of like most advisable during that season. And you've got the various different herbs as well that you can use. In the divination cards, here it provides you the different forms of that you can try and use. Here under the pumpkin, for example, it goes as far as to literally tell you how to put together a spiced pumpkin cake. It tells you everything that you will need. It talks about the temperature and everything. So, you know, this little book is packed with so much information, so much spreads, just so much details of everything. It's awesome, great for anyone on any levels. So that was the Seasons of the Witch close look at and review. Hope you've enjoyed. It's an absolute great deck. It's one that I highly recommend, and I don't think you should be put off by its messages or the way things tend to repeat itself. Overall, it's a card that I would recommend and I love so much. Hope you've enjoyed.